It's important to understand that assumptions are kind of the thing that we're trying to challenge. We're really trying to understand this idea that when we make assumptions about how a product's going to be used, we could be potentially excluding people. We started from a hackathon in 2015. We were at Xbox exploring what it was like to make Xbox more accessible.
It was a small group of us working with a few folks from Warfighter Engaged, which was a charity that was identified by a Microsoft employee. He knew that some of his friends who came back from their service with amputations or injuries weren't able to play Xbox games the way that they used to. They couldn't use the controller in the way that they had before.
So this is our Xbox controller. It's a wonderful controller, but it was designed around a use case that made a lot of assumptions. It assumes that you have two hands to hold it, and that you have two thumbs, and that you have a fluid range of motion to hit all these buttons. And if you don't have the ability to do this, to meet these assumptions, we had to recognize that this was the barrier. A regular Xbox controller has 17 buttons and 2 thumbsticks. We externalized every thumbstick and trigger and button to a 3.5mm port on the back, which is an industry standard for switches. So through this, you can make a device where you can put a button where you have movement.
I'm very much a classic case of someone that needs to leverage the little bits of movement that I have across various different parts of my body. And so the adaptive controller allows me to really build a bespoke interaction model that is perfectly suited for not only my preferences, but also my needs.
So one of the important things about using standard connectivity like a 3.5mm jack, like USB, is that a lot of stuff exists already, but it's also easy to make your own things and attach to that. Apart from the device itself, where a lot of research went into making that accessible, the packaging design team did just as much work to make the packaging accessible as well. They realized that if someone were to be really excited to get this device, and then they had a hard time getting out of the packaging, like it's a total fail right from the start. And so they did all of the rigor around research and then bringing it into the package to totally rethink how, Microsoft designs a hardware package. And so they realized that loops that are easy to pull, easy to hook a finger or another appendage in, makes opening products really easy. Making the product present itself in a heroic and beautiful way, but still be really easy to slide out of the package was really important.
I really hope that we can empower people who just didn't think that they could be part of gaming. I mean, that's really why we did this.
Obviously, it has immense utility and value for users in its own right, but it's also a symbol of a larger gesture from Microsoft in particular, but I would also hope the gaming industry at large to say that we recognize the sort of unintentional exclusion that has happened for decades as a result of the design decisions being made, and saying this is the point where we change things for the better.